So you're at the waiting room in the doctor's office, or maybe in line for school pickup. That moment is in our future, and it's most likely a habit, right, to mindlessly pull out your phone and just scroll on social media to kill time. Guilty, totally guilty. My next guest is encouraging you to choose a more productive activity the next time your phone comes out. Amanda Hilton has a master's in clinical psychology, and she coaches and helps women with their personal growth and development. She's joining me via Zoom to share micro productive things to do on your phone. Welcome to Studio 5, Amanda. Great to meet you through the screen.
Thank you so much for having me, Brooke.
I like the phrasing micro-productive, like we can still be productive in these mini moments of time.
Totally, 100%.
You've curated a really thoughtful list of productive things to do on our phones. Where did this idea come from?
Well, a lot of my work surrounds this idea of practical wellness because many of us want to feel better, feel happier, feel healthier, and when improving our lives, we can have the tendency to do too much too fast, which isn't sustainable and can leave us feeling frustrated and stuck. And so my belief and my work centers around the fact that well-being and happiness do not have to be complex. And in fact, it really is the small shifts that we make in the simple everyday moments that actually make the biggest difference in how we feel. And so specifically, as you said, many of us can relate to this experience of mindlessly scrolling on social media, even in the moments where it doesn't even feel that enjoyable. So it's something that I wanted to address with my community and just provide some alternatives for what we can do instead.
Oh, I love that you did. Like you said, those small shifts can really smooth the daily path that we're walking and make life just a little bit more comfortable and productive. First, instead of scrolling, we can create personalized keyboard shortcuts. What does this mean?
Yes. So the next time you find yourself with a little bit of spare time, whether you're waiting in line or at the doctor's office, one micro productive thing you can do is set up keyboard shortcuts. So in your phone settings, it'll either say keyboard shortcuts or sometimes it's called text replacement. And you can set a code word or a series of letters that when typed will be replaced by another word or phrase. So for example, you could set ILY to turn into I love you, or some of my favorites are the more practical ones. So on my phone, I have it set so that when I type the @ symbol 3 times in a row, it turns into my email address. And these aren't going to save you hours and hours of time, but they do make life just a little bit more convenient. And we know that convenience is really essential when we're trying to create more ease in our day-to-day experience.
Yes, that is clever convenience. I had no idea that was even an option. I'll be checking that out. Thank you. You say instead of Instagram, maybe go to your local library app. How come?
Yeah, this is a great one. So most libraries either have an app of their own or they partner with another platform. A popular one is called Libby, and it allows patrons to check out ebooks and audiobooks completely for free online, because many of us say that we want to read more, but that we just can't find the time. But when you have either an ebook or an audiobook directly accessible on your phone, it's much easier to turn those idle minutes into a chance to stimulate our minds and create greater intellectual fulfillment than we might otherwise feel in those moments.
Yes, if I have groceries, I'm more likely to cook dinner. If I have a book, I'm more likely to listen or read it. That just makes sense.
Exactly.
If you only have 30 seconds, you say enabling the night shift feature on your phone is worth it.
Yes, this is something so simple to implement, but it can really have long-term benefits. So on iPhone, it's called Night Shift. On Android, I think it's called Night Mode. And when you toggle it on inside of your settings, it automatically adjusts your phone's display to a warmer color palette during the evening hours, which reduces your exposure to blue light, which has been linked not only to eye strain, but also to disrupted sleep patterns, because brighter and cooler color temperatures of light suppress your natural melatonin release, and they can kind of mess with your circadian rhythm. So when you take 15 seconds to enable this night shift feature, your phone automatically gives off a warmer, yellower light at night, which fosters more quality sleep. And as we all know, it can set off that domino effect.
Yes.
Better sleep leads to better mood, energy levels, productivity, and many other areas.
We've got about a minute left together. I'd love to punch through a few more of these. These next couple suggestions deal with our photo stream or our photo album, and I could use some help in that area for sure. So first, we can declutter.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever gotten that dreaded notification that your phone has run out of storage, but if you have, you know that it can be a major inconvenience because our phones need that working memory in order to function properly. So, one thing that you can do to prevent this is to regularly skim through your photos and to delete the unneeded ones. So, a great place to start with this is by looking in your phone's screenshots as well as for any duplicate photos. And this A, saves you money because digital storage can be really expensive. B, it reduces mental overwhelm because
Sure.
just like physical clutter, digital clutter can leave us feeling overstimulated.
Yeah.
And also, what most people don't realize is that it can actually reduce your carbon footprint because the data centers and the servers that are behind the cloud require a lot of energy. So, when you reduce your digital storage, you reduce your energy consumption as well.
Okay. And I love this next one. We'll end on this note. But once you've decluttered your photos, you can create a joy album on your phone. Just happy photos to refer back to and boost your mood.
Exactly. And you can do this at the same time that you're decluttering your
Yeah.
photos. You go through, you choose photos that spark joy for you, and you add them to a specific album. You can call it your joy album or your happiness album. And the act of doing this gives you that feel good feeling in the moment, but it also becomes a collection of photos that you can refer back to anytime you need a little bit of a pick me up.
Love it. Amanda, great suggestions, more productive, micro-productive things to do instead of the mindless scroll. We just touched on a few. Your full list is available on your Instagram.
It is. It is at Amanda Simply Well on Instagram.
We'll follow you there. Thank you so much for the ideas. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.